Yes, people, welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. It's time for the pre-match build-up show and line-up reaction as we build up to the 2 o'clock kickoff at the London Stadium as West Ham United take on Brighton. Hope you are all well watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Unofficial. If you are new, check out our channel sponsors SRM Carver & Son by clicking the link in the description down below. I'm joined, as I pretty much always am, on the starting line-up reactions by Kieran, all the way over in Brisbane. Kieran, how are you?
I'm good, mate. Been a long day, and it's going to get longer, isn't it? We've got a few hours to go before the end of this game, so yeah, be really good.
Good. Let's head straight into the chat. Plenty of comments. Everybody watching, make sure you hit that like button. Let's smash those likes up tonight. Or today, well, tonight for Kieran, today for us. Miss Amrat says, "Can we always come out starting strong from the off? Give him zero respect, and we've got this. No hit and hope. Who for backwards balls? Be clinical, and Moyes, you best have the strongest starting 11." I couldn't have put it any better myself.
That's what we have to do. Just let's not pussyfoot about. Let's just go for him. Go straight for the throat, and let's just take him out of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Miss Samrat says, please remember to get that like button smashed for Jake. It really helps this channel grow. It certainly does. Like and subscribe. Do all that kind of stuff. Tom, coming on shortly today is the day that we beat Brighton.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Surely.
It is. Got to be.
Surely. Miss Hamrat says, Miss Hamrat says, if it's going to be super confident at the moment, Tom, it will be a mental atmosphere in the ground. It will be rocking. We've got to get it going, And Kieran, I think the key is to get out strong, get out the block strong, and then the crowd are going to get up and then put them on the back foot. That's the key today.
Yeah, I think we need to, mate. We got to put this bogey side nonsense to bed, haven't we? And I think it's got into our psyches as supporters. And I think it's getting into the players' psyches as well. We before we've been 2-0 up, 3-0 up, and still not won the game. We need to get in there and go, look, it's Brighton, it's not Liverpool, it's not Man City's. I was going to say it's not Man United, but they don't count anymore. And it's Brighton. That's all it is. They're a good, organised side. All we got to do is figure out a way of beating them. And I hope Moyes, because I think Potter's probably had the better of the tactical battle over Moyes in the past with Brighton. So I need Moyes to step up now, and I think he needs to come up with something different that Potter's not expecting, and take the game to him and win it.
Yeah, that's what we've got to do. We've got to take the game to them. Tom says 8 changes from Thursday. X is saying so we are going to be going back to our normal starting lineup. Whether that'll include Cornet or Skamaka, we will have to wait and see. Miss Hamrat says, just seen Budgie's vid from the carpenters. Yeah, that was brilliant. Thank you very much, Budgie, for sending that over. Lawrence, hope you are over in Kentucky. Hope you are well. Skamaka to score today, says Ross. Hopefully. Where else are we? Hammerhead, I hope you are well. Let's have a look here. Scroll down. Where were we? But yeah, we'll come back to the comments in a little while. But Kieran, it's massive today, this is, because I said I think it was yesterday that all of a sudden if we don't pick up points here, we've got Villa who aren't in the best run of form, but we are away from home, and then we've got Chelsea and Spurs. We could be sitting with 1 or 2 points with 6 games gone, which is not where we want to be. Look,
Losing the first 2 games is not good, but one of them was Man City, right? The second game, we were vastly unlucky not to score 3, or 4. We were unlucky. We weren't good, but we were unlucky not to win that game. So it's not disastrous at the moment. But to lose a third when you know what fixtures are coming up would be. We have to start winning our home games. These are the games. If we want to still be in the top 10 by the end of the season, our home form is crucial, and we need to start it now, and we need to, like I say, put Brighton to bed now, and let's get 3 points on the board. It makes the confidence it will ooze into the team will be fabulous. And I think I'm so delighted that Bowen and Antonio scored goals during the week. I'm hoping that's given them a lift and got them off the score sheet. Because I don't believe Skamaka will start today. I'll say that. I could be proven wrong in a few minutes' time. But I don't think Cornet or Skamaka will start. But because I'm just thinking like Moyes now. Moyes will just go back. It'll go back. I think the only change will be probably centre half at Kehrer for Johnson. Yeah. That's how I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Let's take some of your comments. Lauren says, I want to see Cornet on the pitch. I like his energy. Wally, hope you are well. Ross says, where can you watch the game? I heard it's not on TV. No, it's not on TV. You'd have to work your way around the online streams, I'm afraid, mate, because there is nowhere in the UK showing it. Hammerhead says, I want to see Skamaka and Cornet. We all do, but realistically, I don't think Moyes is going to start.
You're going to be disappointed, Hammerhead.
I think you are. I think you are.
Minute.
Hamhead says, I want to see two strikers. Well, I'll tell you what, if we see that, I'll have to just look at it twice when I see the lineup in 8 minutes time. Moyes is predictable, he is, and hopefully he'll change that today, and we'll get the fresh faces in there and mix things up a bit, because that's what's needed at the end of the day. There's too many stale players in there, and if we play those stale players today, Kieran, it's not going to work.
Yeah, there has been, hasn't there? And we've talked about it often, Jake, and the one guy's disappointed us most is probably Souček. And even against Viborg, where I thought he was quite poor against them as well. And I just don't know what's up with him. We need a performance out of him, or you've got to replace him. Yeah. You've got to put someone else on. I don't expect Moyes to do that. I think he'll stick with him, but he really needs to put in a performance for me. And we need Bowen. Look, Bowen was really, really poor in the first two games. Getting away from that. We need him to, I'm hoping that goal during the week is, took the shackles off him, and he's going to be, back to his old self today. And if Ben Rama keeps, in the little glimpses we've seen of him so far, if he keeps that form up, well, now we've got a front three with Antonio that maybe can do some damage. So we'll see.
Sure.
Today's the day, though.
It is. Just talking about stale players. This is really interesting. It's slightly off the off on a tangent, but Kieran, we talked about that with Vanaken the other day, from Club Bruges, and they play today, Club Bruges, and before the game, the main stand at Club Bruges put up a big banner thing that said, "Stay, Hans Vanaken, don't leave us."
Right, they say he really is popular then, eh?
Yeah, club captain wants to leave. The fans don't want him to leave. It's going to be an interesting week in that sense if we're going to sign the Belgian midfielder from Club Bruges. So they know, and they've admitted over at Club Bruges that he does want to leave and he wants to come to West Ham. So I don't think this is quite over yet. But just to get back to the game in terms of Brighton. They've lost their key players, but I said it for the members earlier on, Kieran, on the Matchday Natter, was they're a very well-oiled side. They are, it doesn't matter to them that they've lost two key players. Yes, of course, the quality has gone down slightly, but they work as a team. They beat Man United the first game of the season, not because they have better players, because they work as a team. As a team
and better organised. They're a real well-drilled outfit. And like you said, it doesn't matter if they're missing a couple of players. They seem to be able to replace them players and still play the same. And that's what I think every manager wants to achieve as well, isn't it? Is that you can bring players on and nothing changes, mate. To the way you play, the philosophy of your style of play and the work ethic and everything else. And I think Potter's achieving that at Brighton. And that's why it's so hard to beat, But they do have their patches here and there of up and down, and they did last season, and then towards the end of last season they were absolutely fantastic, but they did have that patch going up and down. I think we need to take it to them. We can't let them dictate the game. We can't play at their pace. More to the point, we can't. If we play at their pace, they're going to win.
Yeah.
We have to change the pace of the game. We have to upset them. We have to hurry them. And I tell you, is the weather a bit cooler there now, Jake? Is it calmed down a bit?
I tell you what, it's quite hot here today. Actually, yesterday was a bit cooler. To be fair, Kieran, I feel like yourself now giving a weather report, but no, it's actually quite hot here. The sun's out, so that could have an impact. I don't know what it's like up in London, but it is heating up again here today. So
right, see, that can always have an effect, because I'd like to see us chase them and hurry them and close them, and not just stand off them and let them have the ball and dictate the game. And just what you can't let them do. And
for sure.
And then, because they're so organised, then the likes of an old donkey like Danny Welbeck becomes a threat. And because he finds space, and they find him. So I'm hoping that we close them and harass them and don't give them anything.
For sure. West Ham United have released the food and drink price list for today's game. If you want a hot dog, Kieran, it's going to set you back £8.50. If you want a burger, it's going to cost you £9.50. If you want a pulled pork roll, £9.50 as well. If you want a bag of crisps, it's going to cost you £2.20. If you want a pint, then that's going to cost you about £7. So don't drink in the ground today, lads, because why would anybody want to pay £7 for a pint?
I never told you, Jake. I went to a pre-season game here, Leeds and Aston Villa.
Oh right,
at Sunderland in Brisbane, and the beer price was about the same. It's about $14 here, which is about £7, right?
Right.
But £9 for $20. That's $20 for a burger. That's outrageous. That's outrageous, man. Christ.
Certainly. Let's get back to your comments. Ross said, will you be covering the game commentary? We won't be. We will leave just before the game starts, and we'll be back on the final whistle. The best thing I can tell you to do is go onto Twitter and go onto Footy Pass, because he'll put a link up for the game. But yeah, just look your way around. You'll find a stream somewhere, because people will put them up on Twitter. But
if you're in Australia, we get them all live, so it's no problem.
Oh, God, sorry, Kieran. I'll just jump on a plane over to Australia and come and watch it with you, mate.
Yeah, you get to watch it cheaply, but it costs you a bit to get it.
Yeah, true. PGAD's almost ATM. Waking up to football is the best. Yeah, we're in all parts of America. We're in Australia. We're in Somerset. We're in London. We're everywhere. Overcast and cool in Stratford, says Hammerhead. So that's good. We don't want it too hot.
That's what you want. Overcast is good, mate. Keep that sun off their heads. That'll make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Frema says, do you even know Moyes? He always lets teams dictate the game, even Viborg around the midfield, and that's the key today. Yeah. If we sit back and just let them do what they like in the first half, they're going to batter us.
And that's a very good point he made there, because Viborg did, and if they'd had any end product, we might have found ourselves in with some problems especially the first half, because they were passing it really well and dictating the game. I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. The lineup is out in less than a minute, and here it is then. So a first start for Tilo Kehrer. There's no Cornet, there's no Skamaka in the side. Let me load up this starting lineup then. It is as to be expected, and what a surprise it is. Let's see what the team news is for West Ham versus Brighton. So then, let's see what the team news is then. We start off in goal with Lucas Fabianski, a back four of Sufel, Zuma and a first start for Tilo Kehrer, Creswell at left back, Rice and Souček at the two in midfield, Bowen, Fornals, Ben Rama and Mikel Antonio as our front four. Now, Kieran, what a surprise.
Yes, exactly the team I picked. I had this debate. I was on with Budgie earlier on. We done a random show at 6 o'clock, and that's the team I told him. He had Cornet in there, Skamaka, and I went, it ain't happening, mate. I'm telling you, no, it's just not. It's Moyes. He won't. I said Kera will be the only change in that team. And
Yeah.
look, it sort of makes sense to a point. Now that Ben Ramo's shown a bit of form, it makes sense not to play Cornet there. And I don't think Skamaka's quite as fit as he could be, match fit. So it makes sense to having Tony on for an hour or so, depending on the score and where it's going, and then bring Skamaka on. So this is what I expected Moyes to do. So it's no surprise now.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, anybody could have named that lineup, but the big breaking news is, Kieran, there's only one keeper on the bench. Let's go through the bench. Areola, Johnson, Ashby, Ogbonna, Coventry, Downs, Lanzini, Cornet, and Skamaka. One keeper on the bench. Oh my days. Kieran,
say that again. Say that after the keeper. Who was it?
Areola, Johnson.
Johnson and Ashby.
Ogbonna. Coventry, Downs, Lanzini, Cornet, Skamaka. Overall, what do you make of the bench and team? And obviously, you're not surprised, are you?
No, but yeah, I'm surprised that there's only one keeper. But at least, all last season, that bench was looking so bad. And that's looking more promising already, isn't it? That bench. But you have got Cornet there, Skamaka. You have got Lanzini. You've got Flynn Downs. You've got Ogbonna on his way back. It's looking better already, so that's promising.
Yeah, it is. Let's take some of your comments before we go through the Brighton lineup. And let's scroll up. #free Skamaka. The Three Hammers. Luke, hope you are well, my friend. Yeah, Kara starts. Matches on Peacock in the US of A. So there we go. If you are in the USA, you can watch it. Superb bench. Mr. Predictable lineup. Only one keeper on the bench worries me. I know. What I feel a bit, on edge that we've only got one keeper on the bench this week. It's not quite right, is it? P. Gadd says good lineup. West Ham will look to counter, but then Brighton will give West Ham the ball the entire game. It should be exciting. Wait 3 years for a striker and bench him. Exactly. Great to see Oggy back, surprising after his worrying recovery. Yeah, obviously he wasn't going to start today. He did 65 minutes, and that was enough for him on Thursday. Far too predictable. Now you say this, 4 now is his last chance. For football fans, probably yes, but not for David Moyes, because he does his job and he does it well.
He does it. I thought he'd done really when he came on second half against Viborg. I thought he was very good.
2 seconds. We've got a live link up. Here we go.
I won't be able to hear a word you're saying.
There we go.
I'm sorry, I won't be able to hear you. I love you all. I'm ready for the game.
Go. What's your thoughts on the lineup? Have you seen it?
Hold on.
There we go. I don't quite want to get copyrighted, so and he's gone. There we go. That was a live from the Carpenters.
Jakey's outside broadcast from the Carpenters live.
Live, exactly.
Budgie and Happy Hammerette there.
Yeah, indeed. There we go. Perfect. Adam Moyes, I hope you are. Hi, everyone. Haven't been on air ages. Hope everyone is well. Hope you are, mate. I'm just glad Ben Johnson and Creswell aren't centre backs. Yeah, same with me. Budgie living the life. He certainly is. Hammerhead says Fornals is the Spanish Mr. West Ham. We love him. He gives it all for the claret and blue. He certainly does. Kieran, should we have a look at the Brighton lineup, mate?
Yeah.
So he starts off with Sanchez in goal. I don't know whether it's a back 4 or 5 of Webster, Dunk, March and McAllister. In the midfield, you got Trossard, Gross, flipping Lallana, Jesus. Lallana, Caicedo, Veltman and Danny Welbeck leading the line. Lallana and Welbeck, what could possibly go wrong?
I know. They're just the type of players that hurt us, aren't they? That they shouldn't. They should be finished, a lot of them. But they're the kind of players that we let into a game, and it's really annoying. Really annoying. That Caicedo's a bit of a nasty boy, I think, if I remember rightly, with him. But the boy that does worry me that if we let him play, I think he plays on the right, then Trossard.
Yeah, I think so.
No, he plays on the left, doesn't he? He'd be coming up against Soufal. Yeah, he plays more on the left. He'd be coming up against Soufal, and he needs to keep him quiet because he is a bit of a playmaker. He can make things happen.
Yeah, one thing that is good, that Lamptey's on the bench, so Creswell isn't quite going to be exposed to him from the off. We might see him. Let's look at the bench. So you've got Steele, Lamptey, Carwill, Mwepu. It says Mopai there, but I thought they sold Mopai. Somebody put it in the chat. I thought they got rid of Mopai.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that he's gone.
But it's very strange that he's on the bench and not starting if he's still with Brighton. If somebody knows more, put it in the chat. Alzate, Undav, Mitoma, who is their new very good player. I've heard good things about him, and Estupian. So there's not many well-known names on there. That new player, Mitoma's good. Lamptey, Mopay, but apart from that, not much else. I mean, from looking at that to the side that they had last season with Kukurea and Bissouma in there, it's, let's be honest, it's not as good as it, but we can't underestimate it.
No, I can't because of how well drilled they are.
Yeah.
And how organised they are. And that's a big sort of bonus for them. They don't have to be the best players the way they play it, as long as everyone's doing the job Potter sets them out to do. I do believe that the tactical battle is crucial here. Like I said, if we let them dictate the game and the pace of the game, we're in trouble. We've got to upset them. If they want to play it slow, we play it fast. They want to go fast, we slow it down. We control the game. We're at home. I think we're on paper we're a better side. We need to control that game and dictate the pace, and I think we'll get a win. we need Antonio to be stepping up today, and Bowen especially, and Ben Rama to continue on what he's been doing. But Bowen especially, because he has been looked out of sorts last couple of games. If he steps up and Antonio's having a good game, we'll do it. We'll cause problems.
Exactly. He eats paella, he drinks Estrella, we're going to Vienna. Exactly as our Pablo Fornals. Come on, you Irons. Indeed, hope you're well, Mandy. But yeah, overall on a whole, you look at the lineups, we should beat them on paper. I mean, I didn't even know they had Lallana. I didn't even know he was still playing football. But at the end of the day, they aren't as good as they were last year. We can get at them. I do think they're vulnerable. They've got a good defence there. You know, they've still got Lewis Dunk there, who's a massive physical presence. They've got Webster. Yeah, you got Duncan Webster. That's two big guys there that Antonio's going to have to contend with. And you mentioned it there. Let's talk about Said Benrahma, a confidence player. Me and you both are not his greatest fans of what he did last year. But he has looked good at the start of this season, and it's good that Moyes has continued to give him game time, because hopefully this confidence can just grow, and we're going to finally see the side Benrahma that we bought.
I bloody hope so, Jake, because we've been crying out for him to be consistent and not just show a little bit here and there. And against Forest, he did show it, and he was, he's a man of the match for us, head and shoulders above everyone else. And then he comes on for a cameo at V-Ball, gets a great assist, tore the boy apart. That's what we want to see. We need to see more of that. What worries me, I don't want to get too carried away with him, is, to me, Forest are a championship side, and V-Ball are, a lower, the top division in the Danish league. They're not top quality. What I want him to do, if he can continue that and do it against Brighton, an established, well-drilled, organised Premier League side, then I'll start to believe that he's turned the corner. But today, I think it's really important for him to carry on in the vein he has been in the last couple of games. I'd love 100%. To see it.
This is a good point here from Sean. Sean says back three usually means a quiet game for Antonio. How do you think we get around that? Because they're going to play a back three, and they're going to play three big centre backs there. How do you think we work our way around that in terms of Antonio? Do you think it's more keep the ball on the floor and get into a position where we can try and put it in, get Suchik in the box and try and go from there? How do you think we go around playing against a big back three like Brighton?
Well, I see. I know a lot of people criticise Antonio for pulling out left and pulling out right, but I think this might be the plan: is to let him follow the ball wherever it's coming out of the back. If it's coming out on the left, can't go to the left. Have Benrahma coming inside you if drag the defenders out Drag them around. Don't let them just sit as a back three in the penalty area, dictating to you, everything. Drag them around. And if Antonio does that, and Benrahma and Souček chiming in, coming in from deep, I think that's the way to get at them. And I think it's always been a tactic from Moyes where Antonio goes out, especially out on the left side, our left side. He goes out there, he drags defenders with him, and then you can see Benrahma basically playing like an inside forward, then coming inside, and then you've got Souček backing up to fill that space in the middle. I think it can work, but he has to be on his best with holding the ball and keeping the ball and using the ball. And if he's at his best at that, then I think it'll be effective. It won't be easy because they are three big boys. But we've got to drag them around. We can't just let them sit where they're comfortable.
Yeah, precisely. That's
and
bang on.
Souček can actually finish this week. He might be able to
hopefully Souček has more than 20 touches would be helpful to start with. But Freme says, I agree with that. We need to take the initiative and show we're the better team. It's not right they always beat us, and that needs to change today because it needs to, because we're in trouble. If we do lose today, we're in trouble. It means that we need to beat Villa, then heading into Chelsea and Spurs, which is going to be two very difficult games. We've got Spurs at home on a Wednesday night and then Chelsea away, which is two very difficult games, the way those two teams are playing at the moment, I think. So, we've got to win today. Would you agree it's going to be a low-scoring game, or can you see like a 2-2 like it has been before?
No, I think this might be tighter. I'm hoping Kehrer, has a game and stamps his authority at the back there and strikes up a bit of a partnership with Zuma. That could be important. But I think it'll be low scoring. I did predict the other day it'll be a 1-1 draw. But the closer I'm getting to the game, the more I think I'm putting my West Ham goggles on, the more I think we're going to win. So but I don't think there's going to be a great deal in it. I think it's going to be an odd goal.
Agree. Yeah, I agree. This is a good comment. Does a win make the Monday night game a relegation 6-pointer? Because if United beat Liverpool, then United leapfrog Liverpool in the table. but the best thing is if Liverpool batter them, they're rock bottom with a rubbish goal difference. Because if they do beat them, they're going to batter them.
Yeah.
We'll get on to predictions in just a second, so hold fire in the chat. We'll get to them in a second. Kieran, where do you think the game's won or lost today? Is it the midfield?
Yeah, I think it is. The trouble is where we've played in the last couple of weeks. We need our midfield, our defence, and our forward line all to improve. To compete. They've all got to be better. How often do you see Rice have a bad as a game he did against Nottingham Forest? I can't remember. I think that might be one of his worst games I've seen him in. Thought he was poor. But Owen's been poor. But if everyone improves that 20-30%, I think the battle then is in the midfield with Rice and Souček and Fornals to control it and feed the front three. If Kehrer comes good at the back, we might be fine. We might be okay at the back. Cresswell's got to be protected a bit. I take it Kehrer will be playing on the right side of the centre halves, wouldn't he?
I would. I don't know. I presume so, but I'm not sure. Yeah,
because Zuma prefers on the left, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, the only worry there is Cresswell. If there's any pace coming up against him, that has he got the cover? But I think the midfield, we'll win it in the midfield. And Rice, I think Rice will come back. I mean, he's had one poor game. God, can't knock him for that. I think he'll be up for it. He didn't have to play midweek, did he? He had a little put his feet up. And so I think he'll be back to his best, and that's what he'll do. But having said that, winning the midfield, Bowen, our goals are going to come from them. We want Bowen to step up now. I want him to have a really good game. And if him and Antonio and Benrahma do, I think that's probably why we win it, because they'll get the goals to win the game.
Yeah, Oh, definitely. Let's take some more of your comments before we get on to predictions. Luke, hope you are well. Afternoon, ladies. Hope you're well, sir.
Okay.
If well rested means hungover, then yes, mate. Well, I know you are. I know you had a long day yesterday, Luke. But yeah, I hope you are, mate.
Yeah,
Hope you
good.
are. Luke says we take the lead and then lose. Glad this isn't on TV. We all know what is going to happen. Can I have some positivity, Luke? I know you're going to try and get on
Yeah,
Footy Pass and watch it anyway. Come on, we know you're going to watch it, Luke.
Yeah.
In your garage, you're definitely going to be sat there watching it. You wouldn't do anything else, would you?
I'm hoping Brighton think that. Look, it's only West Ham. We always beat them. We never lose to them. I hope they're thinking that. I really do.
So do I.
We might just do them.
Yeah. Sean says Brighton could outnumber West Ham in the middle. They don't play rigid, so forwards will be dropping in. So that's what happens every week. We get outnumbered and we get outdone in the midfield because Souček doesn't do much, and it's left all to Rice and he can't do it all on his own, So we get overrun in midfield. This has been happening for a year,
Yeah.
We've
whether he's another one, isn't he? He's got to step up, hasn't he? He's got to step up. We can't have any passengers anymore.
No.
We can't have passengers. Everyone's got to put their bit in. And hopefully he has a good game. I think he's got to come good sooner or later. Otherwise, we've got to bring someone else in. Simple as that. And maybe in that is the reason we're going for him. Maybe he's the answer.
And maybe if it does mean that today that Fornals has got to drop in and we play a 4-3-3 because they have got a pretty good midfield. And Sean says, they're forwards, they'll drop back into the midfield. Whether that means what we've got to do is, play that 4-3-3 and move Benrahma out to the wing, is what it is. Luke says, no, niece's birthday party today. Bloomin' family had enough of them. I miss work. Oh, Lukey boy.
Get rid of him, Luke. Sell him.
Right, let's go on to some predictions then. Kieran, predictions. How you think the game's going to go and your goal scorer or goal scorers?
Yeah. I said this was last Monday. I thought 1-1 would be the score, but I'm really want to change that. But I'll stick with that. But I think we'll score first. I think we score first, and I'm hoping this is Bowen. He's looked a little bit off the pace as well. He doesn't look as fit as he has done, for the start of the season. And I'm hoping that, he's had a few games under his belt now. He's got a goal midweek. I'm hoping he'll score our goal. And then I think we'll either win it 1-0 or they'll get a point out of it, and it'll be a 1-1 draw. So I'm hedging my bet. But the nearer I get to the game, the more I'm thinking we'll win it.
Did Ariola take a wage cut to be second choice goalkeeper? It's strange. Are you surprised that Ariola hasn't come in and started? No. At the start of the season.
I'm not surprised at Moyes at all. No, I'm not. No, it depends what Ariola's been told. We all presume he was given assurances. Yep, you're West Ham's number one. You come. No, I don't think that was the case. I think Moyes would have said, look, he's our number one, but you are the future number one. And if he starts messing up, then in you come. Yeah. And be honest, Fabianski isn't really messing up at the moment, is he?
No, he's not.
He's doing all right. He's doing good. So it doesn't surprise me. No, not at all with Moyes. I mean, the likes of say Newcastle, they go and buy Pope, which I would have preferred, by the way, and they put him straight in, and they've got that Dubravka, and he's a good keeper too, but he comes straight in because I think Pope's that good. I think until Fabianski gets injured or his form really drops, I think he's going to be number one until then, apart from Europe.
Yeah, that's fair. Just an update on the pint prices. West Ham United have, or Delaware North, I should say, have introduced Foster's for £6.30, Kieran.
Oh, I hate that beer, mate. It's the worst Australian beer there is, Foster's. Nobody drinks it here, mate. I think it all gets exported to the UK. No one would touch it here.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Right, let's fire through some of your predictions before I give my prediction and we start wrapping things up then. So 2-1 says Lawrence, and also does Miss Hammerette. 2-2 says Freba, Zuma and Skamaka to come on. 1-1 says Dad. My prediction, keep them coming in, guys, your predictions. My prediction, I've said 1-0, I've said 2-1. I'm going to stick to my 1-0 that I said originally. Yeah, 1-0 West Ham. I think Skamaka's going to come off the bench in the second half, get a goal. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty, but I think we do end up getting the 3 points. And we can sit here in 2.5 hours time with 3 points on the board with a smile on our face, but hey ho. Luke says Foster's would rather drink pond water. Yeah, for £6.30 I don't think many people are going to be getting on that, that is for sure, but hey ho, there we go.
That's why I used to turn up at games, Jake, about 3:05 from leaving the pub, and then leave at 10 minutes before the end.
Oh dear. 1-1. Daniela says there's going to be some squad rotation. We have Brighton second leg, Villa, Spurs, Chelsea in the next 2 weeks for sure. Yeah, it's a good point. You know, we've got a lot of games coming up. You'd like to think that we're going to rotate massively going out to Viborg. You know, the job's not completely done, but rotation is massively needed over there. P. Gaz says my FPL team needs Bowen and Antonio to get well. Hopefully for your FPL team and for our Premier League, status, and yeah, exactly. But there we go. Kieran, give us your final thoughts, mate.
Final thoughts is, yeah, we got to win. And as much as I think it might be a 1-1 draw, I believe we might just win it, and we need it. And as you pointed out, Jake, the fixtures coming up. If we don't win this and you know, don't get a result at Villa, your Spurs and Chelsea, you could end up 6 games in with no points or 1 point. You can't be doing that. We can't be doing that with the players we've got. We're a better team than that. So it really needs to start today, I think, Brighton. We can't be passive. We've got to go at them, and we got to dictate the game and the pace of the game. If we do that, I think we've got every chance of beating them and getting rid of this rubbish nonsense of being a bogey team. They're not. They're just another team who got lucky against us a few times. That's all it is.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Miss Hammer, everybody in the chat for watching through this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And that's it from me. Hopefully, we'll see you on the final whistle. Kieran, any last words?
Yeah, come on, you eyes. We are massive. We're having it.
We're having it. Come on, you eyes, and we'll catch you soon right here on West Ham Unofficial. Cheers, guys, and bye-bye.